Okay. No, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. We turned it off. Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for May 21st, 2026, to order at 7 o'clock p.m. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Here.
Oswald,
Here.
Sampson,
Present.
Sheridan,
Here.
Troisi,
Here.
Council President Pellegrin,
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Boy, I see some good old faces I haven't seen in a while, and it's good to see you all here tonight. We have a lot to do. A lot to celebrate tonight in a positive way. So hopefully you'll all enjoy that part of it. But first, let us all rise for our prayer and flag salute. Honoring us doing our prayer would be Chaplain Dan.
Heavenly Father, we ask for your wisdom and guidance as we gather to serve our community today. Grant this council clarity in decision-making, respect in discussion, and a shared commitment to the well-being of all residents. Help us work together with integrity, compassion, and fairness for the goodness of Elmwood Park. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Chaplain. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as in a public place within the municipal building. Also by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 2nd, 2026 and published on January 8th, 2026.
Okay, first up, we have approval of minutes. We have the March 5th, 2026 work session and executive session meeting, March 19th, 2026 regular meeting and work session, April 2nd, 2026 work session meeting and executive session meeting, April 16th, 2026 regular meeting and executive session meeting.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, for the, I'd like to amend the 416 regular meeting minutes. The vote on resolution R-143-26, it's the water rate increase. It states that I voted yes on that increase, but I want it on the record that I did not vote for that resolution.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see a problem with that.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, the April 16, 2026 regular meeting minutes, resolution R-143-26 will be amended.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Sampson. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Oswald,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Councilwoman Troisi, who will be presenting the Elmwood Park High School cheerleaders recognition certificates. Oh, I think she needs the mic. Oh, yes. I would also like to call forward Mayor Coletti to stand alongside Councilwoman Troisi.
Yes, thank you. So we're here today to honor the Elmwood Park High School cheer team for winning nationals down in Florida. They won first place in the AmeriCheer competition. From what I understand, these ladies hit 0. Is that correct? Did I hear that correct? So. For those who don't know what that means they had a perfect routine. They had no deductions. So that means they executed their routine perfectly, technically. So they really do deserve a round of applause for that. I know that every one of these council members are very proud of them. I'd like to invite Sierra up to the mic to, where's Katie here? Is Katie here too? Okay, well, Katie, okay. Would you ladies like to say something about the team? Yeah, you had an opportunity last week.
Sorry.
Are they
Yeah, I
going to
missed
do a
it.
cheer for us?
Oh,
Yeah, can we get a chair?
I don't know, they're not prepared, just like I'm not prepared. These girls, we came down to Florida and they gave it all they got. That was their highest scoring routine. That was their first time hitting 0 too, so it was a big moment. They saved it right to the end. Our seniors, I couldn't be more proud of them and everything they've accomplished over their 4 years, 3 years, however long they've been with us. They literally feel like an extension.
Yes.
They are shadows. They are Velcro, they're attached, and I don't know how they're gonna live. So I'm very proud of them and I can't wait to see what big things you're gonna do, not only in Elmwood Park, but in your futures too. Passing the mic.
So I had spoke on Sunday at the Elks. We were also gratefully invited to be recognized there as well. Every day they make me proud to be to be their coach. We had a very tough season, a lot of trials and tribulations, and they came every single day, came extra days, extra hours, and continued to prove who they were to themselves and to us and to everybody else that we competed against and came out on top. So I could not be more proud of them and I could not be more proud to be the coach. So great job, girls.
You want to do this? Yeah, I don't know if I recognize them. So
It's the tall one. And Angie's in the tall one.
So these are 2 of the 4 captains that are here tonight. So they led their team with grace and great character. So we're so proud of you ladies.
She said she's gonna give it to her.
Want to say something?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. Well, young ladies, congratulations. You're putting Elmwood Park on the map tonight. You realize that, right? But I got to tell you, I got a short story. I always got a story about something. About Bombers. That's how I started off as the president of football Bombers. And Vi Sharma was the head of the cheerleaders back then. And I tell you, it was so easy dealing with the football players. When it came to the cheerleaders, I had a black afro at one time. And this is what it turned into. However, it was all worth it to stand here and see what these young ladies did eventually with the program. So congratulations. We're very proud of you. And stay the course.
Here to take some pictures.
Council, we're going to take a picture.
You guys can stay there. We'll go up here.
One minute, good looking, Council.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we will.
I want to be on the mic.
Watch your step. No, it's not a council meeting without one. Where's the GIF guy when you need him? We're not paying for it.
Okay, so at this time, we have our Residence Assistance Program presentation. I would like to call forward Angela Fava, Council President Lorraine Pellegrin, Borough Administrator, Police Chief Michael Foligno, and Mayor Coletti.
I forgot.
Can you hear me good? Okay. So this is a very special night for us. This is the Residence Assistance Program and the People's Pantry, honoring the volunteers that help us so much. We couldn't do this program without each and every one of them. They're there for us no matter what time we call them, whether it's food shopping, shopping for Christmas gifts, stocking the pantry with us, whatever we need, they are here for us. And this is a very big program to run. And so without all of your help, we couldn't do it. And then we have, I just want to name a few of the groups. We have our pantry pals that are here. We have Tom Mulligan and our student athletes that are always helping us. We have our police force, Chief Foligno and the whole team. We can't do these events without our police. They keep us safe and they help us. Steve. Steve's the man. Aziz also helps us very much. They're not here tonight. We're going to honor them at another meeting, but they help us with leaf cleanup for our residents, and they help us twice a year with like a town cleanup. So they're a big organization with like 75 to 80 volunteers at a time, but we'll honor them at a different meeting. They couldn't be here tonight. And I want to say to my team, Angela Fava and Dion York, and especially Angela, because she puts all this together all the time. I love you. You're a sister to me. I couldn't do this program without you. We started this program 9 years ago in 2018. There were nights me and Angela spoke with each other that we actually cried because we didn't know how we were going to get the funds to buy the gifts, to buy the food, because it's run on donations only. But with the grace of God, every year it got stronger and stronger through the help of our businesses, our residents, our families, our friends, our mayor and council supporting us. That's how we did it. And now RAP is thriving, really thriving, and we help 80 to 100 residents per month with food. And thank you. And we also, how many toys do we give out, Angela? Oh my God, we get like over $3,000, $4,000 worth of brand new toys, bikes and all. Others, the people that donated funds are going to be honored in the fall. But for now, it's just our volunteers for tonight. But without all of you, this program wouldn't be what it is. And I have to thank two other people, our husbands, Dale Fava, Angela's husband, and Pete Pellegrin, who are there with us. We drive them absolutely crazy, but they do everything for us. So again, I'm going to let Angela speak now because she's the bones of this operation with me, but I just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every one of you. We couldn't do it without you. I love you all. You're like family to us. So thank you again. I'm going to let Angela say a few words. Yes, you are.
Good evening. First, I have to thank, of course, the support of the governing body and the mayor and council, and of course, Councilwoman Pellegrin for bringing this all to light, and Chief Foligno. Without their support, this program would not exist. Tonight, we have extraordinary people from the Residence Assistance Program that we must acknowledge and thank for their dedication to our community. The first group of volunteers I would like to call up, and please join me here, are the People's Pantry, our pantry pals. Bob, I'm not even going to call your last names. You know who you are, okay? Bob, please come up and join us. The two Bobs may come up, please. Linda, please join us. Liz, Elizabeth, Lucia, and Romano. Raphael, if you can get away from your camera, please join us. Jeanette, Anna, Brenda, Kathy Cars. No, because I missed one. Beatrice, thank you, Mayor. Dale and Pete. These are our pantry pals. Everyone turn to the audience, don't turn to me. Yes. Most of these faces are familiar with us. For decades, they have been serving our community. Just when you think these people should be pulling back and slowing down, they don't. They gear up and they give us so much more. Their energy is amazing. I can't even keep up with them. Each of you do so much for our community. This year was a rough year. The SNAP program shut down. They came to help us pack 200 bags of food. You think they'd go home and rest? Nope. The next day they showed up to help distribute food. These volunteers show up for our community at a moment's notice. They go food shopping with us. They stock shelves. They deliver food to seniors who are unable to leave their homes. They never quit. It's actually incredible. We call them our pantry pals because they truly are friends to everyone in this community. We count on you. I count on you. I get choked up when I talk about each one of you because there have been so many times I've just needed so much help and you all were there. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Please stay up here, okay? Can we give them a round of applause? The next group of extraordinary people is led by an outstanding teacher, a passionate coach, and a dedicated mentor. He is a lifelong resident of Elma Park. It is Mr. Tom Coach Mulligan. Tom is not here at the moment. He's actually on his way home from a game. With his standing in his place today is Jordan Coaches. I'm sorry. Come on in. This is Tommy Coaches' nephew. You're forever going to be a Coaches to me, okay? You look just like him. And could you please have your extraordinary athletes join you up here, please? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our future. This program has many branches, from shoveling snow and raking leaves to unloading pallets of food from trailers. These young athletes show up willing to help. They show up well-mannered, respectful, and kind. I am grateful to each one of you that have helped us develop this program. Without your muscle, we couldn't do this. I hope you continue this journey as you move forward in your life and always continue to give back. I realize each and every one of you are a part of a team, a football team or a wrestling team, but you are part of our team. And always remember, as you start your new life to graduate, always remember Elma Park is here for you because you are part of our team forever. And last but not least, I have to thank two of the most outstanding men I've ever met. Lieutenant Thomas Coaches and Detective Steve, I'm not saying your last name, Steve. Please come up here, please. Every day, all day, these two officers are there for this community and for our program. There is nothing they will do and haven't already done to help people in need. I consider it an honor to work beside you each day. You both show true concern and compassion for others. There have been so many painful situations we have dealt with this year, and both of you have helped me find solutions and for me to work through it. You have lifted me up more than I could ever tell you. You never, ever once said, we can't do something. Your compassion, your strength, and your honor is what you stand for. It's everything an officer should be. But what you both are built with and from is true heart. I thank you for all you do for me every day. You are the most amazing people, honestly, to have in my corner. And I thank you, Chief Ferlino, for giving them to me. Thank you. I'm going to hand out your certificates privately, if you don't mind, just because I'm making a little of a mess. Thank you all. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yep, Mayor Coletti.
Mayor's always got to say something. Well, you see, but this side over here has been at it an awful long time. I mean, it just didn't start yesterday for them. They've been giving their heart, and I mean, year in and year out, it's the same people doing the same job. It's incredible. I think it's incredible, and it's another way of putting Elmwood Park on the map as far as having a heart and giving back to the community. So, and also, where's the leader of the pack? Right there. Come over here. Not without my sister. These two ladies do not quit. It's not in them. They run the gamut from the beginning to the end. And you turn around and you look at all this organization here, we're doing pretty damn good. Thank you.
So thanks, everybody. I want to especially thank the volunteers. I know all of you guys. What you guys do every day is great for us. This is what makes Elmwood Park great. These people right here. Let's sit down. Says, if we cloned Mike, we'd be in a good. If we cloned Angela, we'd be in a better place. Because she is a machine, and I have a lot of respect for her. She's like a sister to me. We know each other for many, many years, and she's such a pleasure to work with. She's such a beautiful soul. She cares about everybody she deals with, and she's just an awesome person. Council President, great program that you started, supported by the governing body, and we respect what you do and the compassion that you give to the community, and we're truly blessed to have these people in our corner. So thank you all, and thank you all.
Get a picture with all of you. We go back here. Thank you, beautiful volunteers.
It's going to go from Kumbaya to...
Council. Yeah. Okay, at this time, we have a presentation from the Homeowners Association. I would like to call forward Linda Colombini. To accept the donation, I would like to call forward Borough Administrator, Police Chief Michael Foligno, and Police Commissioner Councilwoman Troisi.
And Steve.
Oh, and Steve. As well as Mayor Coletti.
Come on down.
Steve is going to say, explain to
Four?
everybody what
Okay.
this is about.
Hello, everybody. This is the second time I'm up here, so this is a little weird for me. So I just want to thank the Homeowners Association, council, everybody. We're getting presented with a check for, I think, $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. This check is going to go to an organization called Families Behind the Badge. Hits a little home to me. Our department's been playing in this softball tournament for 2 years. And it's a beautiful thing. There's about 20 to 25 departments all over the state, and we play in this huge tournament. And every year, the organization picks one family where all the proceeds go to that someone has died in the line of duty. So it is a beautiful thing, and I'm honored to take this check. I'm just disappointed it's not 5 feet long, but I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody, and really appreciate it. Thank you, Chief, as well. Thank you.
Linda, you want to say anything?
Well, it's an honor for the Homeowners Association to donate to such a cause. I can't even express myself. It's a beautiful thing, and we're so happy to help. We really are. Please, I'm going to cry.
Thank you, Linda.
Council comment.
Yes.
Ah, what an action-packed night this is. Council comments, we'll start off with, on the end there, Councilman? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity to speak and to congratulate everybody that received an acknowledgement tonight. Not only do we have excellent students here, but we have excellent civil servants and excellent people that live and work and give their lives and time to making their neighborhood better. I think one of the things that I'm particularly proud about, especially seeing the high school cheerleading team, my niece graduating high school, I'm so proud of her. And I'm so proud of the Elmwood Park school system for creating so many good individual human beings. We raise them right here. You can see just from the volunteers at the food pantry, from the perfect scores being created from our teams, to the way that the Board of Education and the students come out to support us whenever we do anything with any other organization. So I'm just very proud again to live in a town that has so many wonderful organizations doing so many wonderful things for each other. I can speak to Rougeau over there being one of the most fantastic officers we have around here. He does everything for everybody, never says no, never tries to get out of it. He, in particular, fought through illness to come out and help me for the 5K. On Mother's Day in the morning, he had a wife at home. He truly does give it his all, and he's an example for all of us. So I just wanted to say thank you again, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for acknowledging everybody today.
Thank you, Councilman Oswald. Councilman Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to start by congratulating all our amazing volunteers for the Residence Assistance Program. It's truly amazing to see what great public servants that we have living in our borough. I also want to thank the Homeowners Association for supporting our police department. And the biggest one, I want to congratulate the Elmwood Park cheerleading team for their first place finish in Orlando. I know there's an ongoing debate whether cheerleading is a sport or not, but I grew up in a family filled with cheerleaders, and if I would start up that debate, I'd probably get in a lot of trouble. But if you ever witness the dedication, the athleticism, and the strength of cheerleaders and their discipline and the hours that they put in to knowing their routine and coming home and even training in the backyard, I remember my aunts and my cousins all doing that. You'll know there is no debate. Cheerleading is a sport. Flipping, jumping, and competing under pressure, and in this case, winning a huge championship out of state. If that's not a sport, I don't know what it is. So thank you for that, the high school cheerleading team, for representing Elmwood Park with pride on the national stage. And let's also congratulate the parents. Let's give them a round of applause, the parents and the coaches who make all of that possible as well. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Sampson.
Thank you, Mayor. So to all the recipients, congratulations. Everyone that was here, you prove what Elma Park is. You're the pride of Elma Park, the heartbeat of Elma Park. And I was just to expand on what the mayor had said. It's important what he referred to as the left side of the room, which for the younger people, that they continue on and they blend in and to be finally someday on the right side of the room. And we continue this spirit because spirit and volunteerism really is kind of fading, and in this borough it's not. So thank you, everyone. Let's get the left side to the right side and support them in everything that they do. And let's keep making Elma Park proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Sheridan?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the cheerleaders, the families that got them to Florida. Very proud of everyone. The People's Pantry, considering that I know most of you and you guys were around when I was a little girl, I thank you for everything. Elmwood Park homeowners, Linda, I know you're back there, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for our town. The wrestlers, I actually see that there was a female on the wrestling team. How cool is that? I thought that was great. And the football team, thank you very much. And Chief, you gotta let us know when that game is. We definitely gotta go to that softball game. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Troisi?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to extend my gratitude to all of the People Pantry volunteers. It's a saying, it takes a village, but it truly does. And I'm so grateful for the one that we have here in Elmwood Park. Thank you all so much for your hard work, the time you put in, your dedication, your compassion. I know that Councilwoman Pellegrin is so very grateful for all that you do. Next, Homeowners Association, Linda, thank you so much for that donation so that the officers can participate in that softball tournament for families behind the badge. I'm looking forward to it. I really hope I can make it. Next, the high school cheerleading team. We're so proud of them. I am a cheer mom. My girls were in competition cheer their entire lives from like 7 to 18 years old. And I know how difficult it is to execute a routine perfectly with no deductions. So, right? No wobbles, no bobbles, no touchdowns. So we're extremely proud of them, and I congratulate them, their coaches, and their parents. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Pellegrin?
Yes, I just want to start off by saying what a beautiful start to the evening, right? In a world where there's so many things that are wrong, tonight's about everything that is right, right? So first I want to start off with the cheer team. Congratulations. We honored you at the Elks also. It was a pleasure seeing you then. Just want to say a lot of hard work, as we all know, went into that. It was an amazing win. I want to thank all the players for their hard work, the coaches, the parents, and all the families, because it's a team effort for a win like that, right? So you should be very proud of yourself. We're very proud of you as a community. We wish you much success in all your future endeavors, and thank you. To our Homeowners Association, Linda, and all the members, they really work hard to give back to the community. They have monthly meetings with guest speakers with very informative information. They do a casino trip for others. The proceeds go back to the community. Everything is donated back. So they're a very hardworking organization. I'm very proud to be a part of it. I go to every meeting. So Linda and all the members, thank you. You continue to amaze me with all your generosity giving back to our community. And then again, lastly, I have to say it one more time, to the Residents Assistance Program, all the volunteers. It's been a long 9-year journey, and it gets better every year. But it was, I said this before, but I have to say it again, it was tough in the beginning. A lot of people said maybe, we should kind of give it up. We don't have enough funds, and we weren't going to give it up. My team wasn't going to give it up. Mike, our police chief, and all the supporters on the team here, We worked really hard, and with the grace of God, that's what I say, with the grace of God and all our volunteers and all our donors that will be honored in the fall, we made it. And we're helping so many people in our community. And some say, do we really have that many people in this community that need help? And the answer to that is yes, because we also work the pantry. And there are many tiers, because sometimes some of our residents have to choose between food and medication. So yes, what you do matters. What you do makes a difference. And I am proud to live in a community surrounded by loving, caring people like all of you. This is about all of you. So again, God bless you and thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
All right, that concludes our council comments. We're going to take a little pause here for the cause. We're coming back.
Okay, Mayor, I would like to reestablish a quorum for our regular meeting of the May 21st Mayor and Council. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Still here.
Oswald,
Continuously present.
Sampson,
Present.
Sheridan,
Here.
Troisi,
Here.
Council President Pellegrin,
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have reestablished a quorum. At this time, we will have our budget hearing. So at this time, we may entertain a public hearing on the 2026 budget.
Would anybody from the public like to come and speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? Mike, we need your name and address.
We need,
14 Phillip Ave, Elmwood Park. Question. I don't get to make many meetings, but I watch them online. And the last meeting, there was a debate over the amount of the increase. And as I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, Councilman Oswald figured it out to be about an 18% increase in the budget. Now that's 18%. That's without the school budget. So with the school budget, everybody's taxes are going to go up almost 20%, 22%. Can anybody explain how we justify an 18% budget increase to the taxpayers? Anybody?
Roy, would you like to? We need a microphone for him. First of all, Mike, I don't know if the 18% is an accurate figure, but let our CFO.
If it is,
let him
we'll
clear
find
it
out.
up.
So the 18% is absolutely a true figure when you talk about the percentage, but the dollar value is far less than when you hear of an 18% increase. So to explain, first of all, we had a reval. The reval was a court order, had nothing to do with anyone here on the dais. And the reason for the court order is because the homes have doubled in price in the last 10, 15 years. So the shift went basically from the commercial, which they were paying not their true fair share compared to the homeowners. So there was a $200 credit or thereabouts that was masked back into the taxpayers' bill that will come out in August. The 18% amount to be raised, like I said, it's irrefutable. That is the percent, but the dollar value is far less than an 18% increase in your tax bill. Only a third, and again, you may be one of the third, so I shouldn't say only, but a third of the homes after this reval was done is actually going to go up in price. A third is staying the same, and a third is going down. The commercial establishments are going to be picking up a good portion of the increase because the homeowners, truthfully, have been picking up the tab for the last couple of years. So they get the break this year, if you will. How we got to the increases, it's been in the papers. We are the same as every other municipality in New Jersey. The health benefits is up roughly 35%. That 35% is almost $1.6 million. at a 2.2 that we've increased this budget. Between the salary contractual and the health benefits, that's where your major increases are. This council and the BA have decreased many of the appropriations to get it down to roughly $393 a house on the municipal side. So to answer your question, the 18% is absolutely correct, but you can, but the equation of the tax dollar increase is not that high.
So then basically every households are going to go up a minimum, roughly $400 a year.
That would be not every house, no, only a third.
Yeah.
I've had people come in to the tax office where I work, and we've had some of the taxpayers say, why is my home going up $1,000, $2,000? And I said, let me see your bill, or let me see the letter. When I get the letter, you're going down $1,000, $2,000. We had a couple of people that were going to come to the council, said, you can come to the council, but you're going down in taxes. We've had a lot of those as well.
Okay, well, I understand with things going up, I understand health benefits go up. Has anybody ever put on the table for discussion revamping the health benefits that employees get? You know,
So,
great question. Hear me out. I have no problem paying 100% health benefits for any police officer in town, 100%. But for the family, they should be contributing. Same as any other municipal worker, they should be contributing to their family. You know, last place I worked, it was 70-30. We paid 70, the company paid 30. Employees could do the same thing, but like I say, the actual police officer,
We pay 35%.
you do pay 35?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Since 2011?
yeah.
all right, so then you're doing what my thought was there too then.
And it gets better than
But
that.
are the police getting 100%? The officers themselves?
They pay 35%.
See, now I have no problem officer paying only for the family 65-35, where the officer himself gets 100%. I have no problem with that because to me, that's only fair and honest and right with the police. All right? But,
To answer your question, we did go out to try to get another carrier.
all right,
The BA and myself, 2 years in a row. Cigna, US Healthcare, and Aetna. And the carriers came back and said, we can't write a policy for you because our policy is roughly $4 million and you're spending $6 million in claims. So we did try that route as well. And we're going to have to do it again next year because the benefits are going up again, double digit.
okay. Now, not for you, this is the council's question then. As far as bringing revenues into the town, with all the extra police vehicles that are here during the day and at night, why don't we auction some of them off to bring some money into the town to help alleviate some of the burden? You got to understand, well, you should all know, a good majority of this town is senior citizens, all living on Social Security fixed income. Taxes keep going up the way they are, you're not going to have to worry about getting elected. It's going to be a ghost town, or it's just going to be Section 21 housing from the state, which is not going to be good for the town either. Hey, we got to try and figure something out to try and help the residents more than anything else. You got to remember, you're elected officials to represent us and help us. You know, we got to work a little harder.
Mike,
I mean,
Mike.
I'm on a fixed income too. I'm on Social Security
No.
myself. And it's hard. Can't live on it.
let me say this. It was a survey that came out, I want to say about 6 months ago, where it had us listed in the top 10 cheapest taxation towns in Bergen County. So what that's telling me is that everything we're doing is right. We're very cognizant of your tax dollars. I pay tax dollars. Everybody on this dais pays tax dollars. So we're all in the same boat. And it's not like we wake up in the morning and say we're going to go out and buy a Mercedes-Benz so that we can give it to our building inspector. Everything is scrutinized, believe it or not. And the answer to what's going on with the health insurance, 2 years in a row, 70%. Am I right? 35% last year and 35% this year. 70%. That just takes everything out of whack, completely out of whack.
Right. Oh, I understand. I got hit with it when I was working every year. It was taking more and more out of my pay. It got down to a point where we were paying 50-50. Because as it went up, they had to keep adjusting it. And we had no choices. Either that or you had no insurance. And that's why I said, if the mayor and council have to adjust it again, readjust it. But like I say, I would not take it away from any officer on the payroll.
No.
The officers and the detectives, they should all be 100% covered. Let them pay for their family plan partially or whatever, because they're the ones who are out there on the front lines. All right. We need to get it to number 1, maybe even number 2.
That top 10 wasn't really a good example, because you got a town like Teterboro that's got 6 people living in it. The rest is commercial.
Right.
So that town, you throw it right off. And that moves us up on the list. And I can't wait till the new survey comes out, because it's going to be interesting to see if we stayed right where we were in that area.
Yeah, well, like I said, I saw the budget briefly online, little bits and pieces of it here and there in between.
Yeah.
And I saw some purchases here and there. Maybe some of the big purchases, before they're done, should go out to public opinion, since we'll be paying for it in the long run.
Well, Mike, you know what the problem? If it's something we could wait on, and it's not going to be detrimental to the operations of the town, yes, and we do. Like I said, I'm considered by many very conservative, and I like to spread that. Sometimes it's to some of the members up here's dislike, but if it starts with me being conservative and saying to ourselves, do we really have to spend that dollar or not? So that's the kind of attitude we've acquired up here over the years, and we will continue that.
And like I said before, and Mike, don't think like I'm picking on the police department, but I see new vehicles in the parking lot across the street by the bank, but we still have a bunch of the older ones there. Every time we get a new vehicle, it's got to be outfitted, decaled, everything else. So that brings a regular $35,000, $40,000 vehicle up to $65,000, $70,000, $80,000. Strip the old ones, auction them off, and let's bring some money back into the town.
So what we just did was, so we lease our vehicles. We've been doing that for the last, 4 years? So we saved a significant amount of money when we went to a leasing program, because we got rid of most of the old stuff. We're still stuck with some old stuff because we need to. So less maintenance, better gas efficiency, all that stuff with the leasing program. This year, Roy and I found a new leasing company, and we were able to save $190,000 in 2026 with a better rate and a better leasing company. So it's a work in progress. It seems like we have a lot of cars. It seems like we have excess, but I'll be honest with you, we do not. They have to go out for the traffic jobs. They have to go out for the security jobs. They have to go to all the schools, because we have officers in all the
Right.
schools.
Well, yeah, that's
And then
how
you
it
have
is.
to have a backup vehicle for almost each position, because if a car goes down, you can't put a cop on the street, or you can't. So understand your point.
I'm used to
but-
cops on the street.
Yeah.
I grew up in the city.
I know.
They walk the beat.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're going to bring that back. But we hear you. We're doing our best to try to.
With the leasing program, is it an open-end or closed-end lease?
They're open.
They're open-end, okay. So how big of a hit do we take when the lease ends up?
No hit, because what happens is they're going to auction them, and they get roughly $400. We keep the rest of the money.
All right.
To
I
fix
only
them
ask these
out.
questions because that's my line
No,
of work.
please do.
I've
So-
been in the business for 50 years.
So Enterprise, as you know, is the largest dealership
Yeah,
in the
LRAP.
world. And we just left them for a better price.
Okay. I just had to ask, I need a clarification from what I saw and what I heard on the last video. And I just wanted to make sure that 18% was where it is and where we're going with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Anyone else from the public here to speak? Yes, John. How are you, John? I didn't get to say hello to you. I was coming over to you, though.
My name is John DiMarzio, and I live on Lincoln Avenue. I was kind of hoping that my first time up here tonight would be for my other role, but this is as a private citizen. So I've noticed a couple of different things, and I'm really aware and astute to so many things that are happening, especially in the private sector. Firstly, like my question about the benefits packages, do you guys have the same packages that we do in the private sector? Because I know that there's a major deductible, and I know that there's a lot of different coverages, but I don't know if, like, tell me, are they the same packages? Because I know you're saying that you're paying 30% or whatever it is percent more, but when you factor the cost that the private sector is paying for their policy, plus now we don't even have the credits anymore, so then we have to pay even more, and then in addition, we're paying for the public sector too. So, you know, I just kind of see that as an inequity for the people that are paying. You can't just have people in the public sector and having jobs, and then the private sector is losing jobs, because you need that in order to subsidize all the increases that you're asking for. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's, you know, it's getting really tough for a lot of us. And I think that when you're in the public sector, your ways are a little bit differently, you know, they're different than the private sector. So, for example, my personal taxes and my house, yes, it did increase, but the thing is, according to what you had said, Roy, at the last meeting, I believe the average home in Elmwood Park is valued or assessed at $623,000.
Yes.
Now, my house is $100,000 less than that, and you said that the average tax increase is $400. Well, that's what I'm paying now, right? So, and I don't have children in my household. You know, the neighbors, like, they could have 4 kids, and they're paying the same taxes as I am, right? So that's a little hard to deal with, because I'm not draining the system, like, in that respect too. So I don't understand, like, and then my neighbor who has a really big home got a decrease of $1,000. My home is a little small Cape Cod. That they raised and assessed, you know, yes, it's more, not 100% or not 50%. It didn't double, but it still went up. So how do you justify the fact that my house had gone up, and, you know, and I'm paying $400, which is $100,000 less than the value, the average value of the $623,000?
So the answer is, you would come to my office, we'll talk to the assessor.
I already spoke to him.
That's who makes the decision, not I and not anyone here.
And then if
So-
I went to the county, I could pay $100 to go through the same thing again, you know? But the
But
thing
that's
is,
the process. I
I know, but
can't change that.
how do you do the 1/3? How does that happen? Like, how do you determine, a person who has a much bigger house and they get thousands of dollars less, and my house, who I haven't done any major renovation, and I have a very small, humble house, you know? I have like an eat-in kitchen. I don't have any air conditioning system that would add value to it. I have like wall air conditioners. I have an eat-in kitchen. I have 1 bathroom, small. And how do you justify that $400? And then when the real bill comes in, that's another $400 for me. You know, that's a lot. And I find that hard to deal with. I mean, this is Elmwood Park, you know? I mean, if you can't afford to
John,
live here.
I think I can answer that. My home for the last 10 years was assessed. The new assessment brought me up to $600,000. I am going to pay $1,000 more a year. So the way I look at it is, over the past 8 years, I've been getting away with a cheaper price. Now it's time.
Is it a cheaper
Wait,
price?
let me finish.
I mean, is mine a cheaper price, my taxes? I mean, you know, I think it's pretty comparable to a lot of the people around on my block. Because I asked them, and we talked about the taxes.
We obviously were on the low end of it, and when it all meshed together, it was our time for the taxes to go up on our individual homes. I'm up $1,000 a year myself.
Well, I mean, maybe we're in different income brackets too. Okay, so I have another question too in terms of council, and this is not to be disrespectful, but it just kind of shows you the difference between the public sector and the private sector. So when it comes to council and voting on raises, like, how does that work? Like, for your own raises, like, how does that work? Do you have somebody that you have to go to vote on it, or like, how do you get your increases in your salaries per year?
You're talking about the council?
And the mayor.
You take a survey, and then also it's based on what these
But
individuals.
who votes on it?
I'm sorry?
Who votes on the increases? Does the public vote on that, or
No.
who
no,
votes on it?
No. The council votes on it.
Okay, so where in the real world do you get to vote for your own raises? Like, I mean, that would be great. I wish we could all do it.
Well-
But how do you do that?
Well, you're talking about a situation where it's a stipend to start off with. And if you were to gauge the hours that were being put in.
That's not the point. That's not the question I'm asking.
I don't interrupt you when you're talking.
Can I vote for my own raise in my company?
It's the way it's set up.
Well, maybe we should change that too. I mean, it's no disrespect to you guys, but this is not a practice that is a normal thing. You know, it's kind of like abnormal, don't you think?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. In the latest raise that the council got, it was unanimous. Every single one of us that was on the council at the time voted for it.
And I'm not discriminatory. I'm not saying it's one party or another. I'm just asking you because in the real world this doesn't happen. We don't vote on our own raises, you know. So whether it be, you know, it is different is what I'm saying. It's a different practice, okay?
In terms of government, local government, that's the way it operates by statute in this state. And any local municipal body, governing body, they are the ones that set they are equivalent to stipend.
I mean, I realize, I understand about government, but I just think that is a system that really needs to be changed,
Right,
whether it be federal, whatever it is. I understand
I
that.
understand where you're coming from 100%, but it's not this mayor and council that has the power to change that. That's by statute, they are the ones that are empowered to set all municipal salaries.
Okay, so I guess when I write to Governor Cheryl, I can ask her. The next, excuse me. The next question I have is, I know that like there are contracts that are up, and I know that I've heard tonight that there's a lot of, you know, we're helping the community, this and that, and you know, a lot of people are really struggling to afford food and things like that. But when it comes to raises, I guess that's a whole different ballgame. It doesn't, you know, pan out in that respect. But the question I have for you, you know, specifically for you, because I know that you have a contract that's going to be renewed. And you do have like an increase. I'm sure everybody gets increases. The standard is 2%, I guess, for the cost of living. Do you mind sharing what your increase is going to be?
Yeah, so I negotiated. Yeah, it was a 6% increase predicated on the hours that I devoted to Elmwood Park.
Okay, so I mean that's a pretty good chunk of money, you know, especially if you're making a certain income. I mean, I don't know anybody that gets a 6%, you know, and I think that when you're having really tough times and you're cutting budgets, including, you know, the Board of Health, you cut 1/3. You know, in the meantime, you're getting 6%, and then you're cutting our budgets, and we have to work even harder to go around town and getting people to, you know, donate their items, you know, and I just think that that's a little inequitable for a lot of people.
John, you got to realize.
And everybody works hard, too.
May I say something? You got to realize we're running a municipality here. It takes key people to do that, and they got certain values. At the end of the day, we're still one of the cheapest in Bergen County, at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, how does that help the situation if we're one of the cheapest?
Well,
I don't care.
what
Even
you're
if we
doing
pay-
is you're isolated.
If we're paying the least amount of taxes in all the boroughs, how does that help us? We're still paying top dollar. We're still paying for the education
If you go to the grocery store.
Does that make a difference if we're lower?
A quart of milk, it costs you a quarter of milk.
Right, well, that's a
whatever
whole
it's
nother ballgame because that's insult to injury. We have high gas prices, we have high utility prices, we have everything is going up, and our taxes are going up too. You know, but our salaries, a lot in the private sector, are not going up to sustain that, right? They're not going incremental to be, you know, so you have to think about that too. You know, I'm just kind of venting because it's really getting tough for a lot of people. And seniors, you know, they may have like certain programs if they're funded, okay, but you still have to pay that initial amount of money first. You still have to have your taxes and pay them before you get any kind of, you know, incentive or, you know, rebate or whatever you want to call it. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the protocols in terms of like getting together as a body, as a council. Now, I know that I was here at the last meeting, and I know that there was some kind of like going back and forth. And I just think that when you're talking about my taxes and everybody else here's taxes, you know, you have to have a corporate group of people. Everybody should be getting together on this, right? So I think that it kind of would make sense, and what I've seen in the past is that you guys would get together, you'd have a work meeting, executive, you'd talk it about, you'd come to, you know, you'd be discussing all the details, right? I don't think that that's what I heard happen. So that is something that needs to definitely be changed, because you can't have like partisan politics when it comes to budget. You should have all been meeting, and that makes sense to me. Instead, and then it was said that, you know, maybe if you wanted to, you could have spoken to the CFO himself. Why should everybody have to meet individually? Because that's a whole nother session. That's more time wasted out of tax dollars that we're paying for. Everybody should be together on it and at the same time. So I don't know what had happened there, but I just think that that kind of makes sense, because, you know, everybody doesn't have the same information, and everybody should be together at that meeting, because you're representing the community, not yourselves.
Mayor, through you.
Yes, please.
Can I read a short email that we received, because it answers that question?
Sure.
Okay. So on April 9th, we received an email from our BA. Mayor and council, as we have a new council member who is relatively new to municipal operations, there may be some questions regarding the budget process. The budget will be introduced on April 23rd. At that meeting, the governing body will have the opportunity to review the budget and ask questions to the CFO. The budget will not be passed or adopted at that meeting, and there is a mandatory minimum of 28-day waiting period between the budget introduction and the adoption. If any council members have questions prior to the introduction of the meeting and would like a better understanding of the budget process, the CFO is willing to arrange a phone call or meeting to those questions. Please note that the coordinating a meeting with all 7 members may be challenging and time-consuming. However, this is the important part. However, if there is an interest, please let me know, and I will do my best to accommodate this. The CFO is available in the morning between this and this, but the key here is that this was on, my opinion, this was on April 9th, okay? And if anybody, it was talked about in prior years, we talked about having this meeting, we talked about it last year, we talked about it the year before. This right here, the BA gave anyone the opportunity that if they wanted to have a meeting with all of us, all they had to do was reach out to the BA and request a meeting. It's clear as can be. It was April 9th. The budget introduction wasn't until April 23rd, so there was at least 2.5 weeks between that period, that if it was so important to you to have the meeting and sit with your colleagues, then why didn't you call the BA? He gave you the opportunity. I'm not saying this mean. I just remembered this and I went back to
So
look at the
why couldn't you
emails.
all meet at a work meeting?
Why, if somebody wanted it this way, they had the opportunity to request it. Why didn't they? Why complain about it after the fact when you had the opportunity to request
Well,
it?
my personal belief is that I think that it should have been handled a little differently, and it's no disrespect to the protocols or anything like that, but I think if it's my taxes, I want you guys, it's better to have a corporate body, because then you could address everything at that same time. You know, then it's playing telephone if they have like individual conversations, you know? That it could have been done where a work meeting, an executive, everybody could have been cumulatively together at the same time. Somebody could have made that agenda. I would have helped you. I would have said, well, you know, if I could.
But John, no disrespect to anybody, but I had remembered an email about that. So I just went back to all my emails with Mike. And it's just clear on here. And I know it's also, Kyle, I don't know if you want to say how it's set up to do in our ordinance, but that's previously, this is the way. If you wanted a meeting, it was very easy. He made it very simple. If you wanted the whole governing body to be at a meeting, and I'm not saying it disrespectful, maybe things could have been different, but I just want to put it out there, and I don't want to fight about this. We're all trying to do the best we can. I don't want to go one side versus the other side. Do you think, we're residents here, our taxes go up too. Do you think we want to hurt the people? We run a pantry to help the people. Do you
Well,
think
I know
we're
you
intentionally
don't
trying to
want
hurt
to.
anybody?
I understand that you don't want to, but it will. This increase is impacting everybody, right? That's why we had a job fair, because we want to give back. We know how important it is. And the thing is, then you have a special
And
meeting.
I was there too, working to try to help people also.
And then you have a special meeting for the public or whatever at 4 o'clock, right? And I know that time worked out good for you guys, but it didn't work out good for the public. So to have a different kind of meeting at that time at 4 o'clock, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not a good way of introducing it to the public. You know, you could have had a meeting at 7 o'clock, like normal.
John, you've had plenty of time to explain. We've got a lot of people out
Well,
there.
I mean, this may not be the last time I'm up here.
I hope, please, come every time.
Okay,
That's what we're here for.
thank you.
Anyone else care to speak? Your name, please, and address?
Gladys Griskowitz, 256 Fensack Avenue. Now, the budget's gone up 18%. Going forward now, I see more employees being hired. Will it always be this percentage going forward now every year? Like 18, because I've never.
As
had
far as the
18%.
manpower goes, Gladys?
So, can I answer that?
Yes.
So the increase wasn't due to increased personnel. It was due to, like Mr.
The insurance?
said, well, part of it, insurance. Some of it is salary increase steps, right? Employees each year get, if they're in a contract, they get steps. Garbage goes up, recycling goes up, so all that stuff. But we haven't added additional personnel beyond what we had the previous years. We've had breakage with higher salaries coming off, and we've backfilled with lower salaries, but we haven't increased the size of the workforce.
Okay. Now, at one of the meetings, Councilman Fasolo didn't agree with the increase and said that after he looked it over, he could get it down to 7 to 8%. Did you do that?
We haven't had a meeting as a whole council, so I couldn't go through the entire budget in 2 weeks.
So, but you had the opportunity to do so with
I had
Mr. Rigatoni.
2 weeks.
But why, I thought everyone had like a month or so to.
We did not get the budget.
Okay.
Me and if I could speak for Councilman Oswald, he didn't even have it that night that we were supposed to vote on it. With all due respect, I'm telling you the truth, we didn't have it.
Okay, you know, because that would be great if you could have gotten it down to 7 or 8%. Could anybody else here get it down? Because that would have been great. You know, it's like the biggest increase I've ever seen here.
Well, the point of that statement was not the actual percentage. It's the point that as a governing body, we should be at a meeting collaborating on ways we could try to cut the budget down. One council person can't do that on his own or her own. So we should be sitting together months before that happens and saying, hey, look, this is what's coming down the pike. Let's try to cut things down. But that wasn't
Well,
done.
that should be a requirement then from going forward, that everyone meets together and goes over the budget, because now it's too late. It's being approved today.
Gladys, we do, that is in progress. At our work meetings, we have agendas. There's items that are all listed there. If you have a problem with one, that's the time to bring it up.
I don't have a problem with any, only because.
No, I'm
Oh.
saying the council people, not you, not you.
Because I know that everything goes up, like Lorraine was saying, you know, the garbage recycling has gone up a lot.
500,000.
That's a lot of money, you know? I mean, and I like getting my garbage picked up twice a week. So, you know, it's like, and like you said, we are the 10th, we're the lowest. You know, I don't think we'll be the lowest for too much longer because, you know, things are skyrocketing out there.
But you see, here's the thing. It's across the board. This is not only a city, a county, a state problem, it's a national problem. The insurances are crazy. Locally here, for the county also, with the garbage collection, every town using those garbage collectors have the same problem we do. So when I say we're 10th lowest, it'd be nice to stay, if we stay in that area, that means everything else we're doing is right. I venture to say, if it wasn't for those garbage collection and the health insurance, would it be safe to say there wouldn't be no increase, Roy?
Wow, really?
Yeah, there would probably not be an increase.
There's no great secret what's going on here. It's just that incredible, the insurances, 35%.
I know, I have insurance, the car insurance is crazy. You know, I think I speak for everyone, well, maybe not everyone. I don't want to leave New Jersey. You know, I have no desire to go anywhere else. I hope that I can stay here, you know, and that depends on the taxes and everything else, you know, Medicare, you know, we don't get a pension, my husband and I. So, no, I'm just, you know, just as concerned as everybody else, so, but thank you.
I think the argument lies above us as far as our level of government. It's what's going on in the state and county. Those are the people we got to go to. Those are the people we got to talk to and push them to put some reforms in place. Yes, dear.
Martha Hayes, 259 Fensack. I do have a question about the future of this town. I know that we're mandated now to have a certain amount of apartments put in, and I know that that'll eventually affect services, resources, et cetera, but how do the landlords of these apartments contribute? Do they contribute to school taxes, or is that off the table for them? I mean, I'm seeing as we get more people in and they have children, we may have to think, do we have to build more schools? And that's a concern, which comes again to the taxpayers.
It seems the apartments that we're experiencing that are coming into town are primarily one bedroom, some two bedrooms. And a two bedroom isn't like it was years ago. That second bedroom's being used for computer, storage, etc. Very seldom is it being used for another child. So that's the one good part of the influx of units that are coming into town.
Okay, and our major baseball building, are they paying taxes already, or are they, I know they haven't occupied
Well,
it yet.
they're paying taxes on the building as it stands now.
Okay.
As it improves, they will pay more money. Is that correct, Roy?
They already have an added omitted from last year. There'll probably be another added omitted this year. So they are paying their fair tax, and as they fit up, the taxes will go up on their building.
Okay, thank you. And
Mayor?
just, well, I guess one more thing is that, you know, as the taxes are reevaluated, I mean, I know that the big hit this year was, you know, the home reassessment, but what are other actions that are taken each year to kind of, you know, minimize the cost that goes to the homeowners? Are we looking to bring in more business?
Well, I think we're in a very good location. I think you see all these ribbon cutting ceremonies that are happening. That's not happening just by perchance. Elmwood Park's a good place. Its location, and it's in terms of that, it's growing. Other ways we can do that is to maybe get a little more commercial going on in the commercial areas naturally. We're cognizant of all those avenues, and we're constantly working on them.
Okay, thank
Mayor?
you. Thank you for
May
your
I,
time.
Mayor?
Yes, please.
What I'd like to say, I would like to speak on two parts of what you brought up, and specifically the developments you're talking about. You have made a question about what happens to the cost that the borough will bear and taxes. And specifically, I have vowed to absolutely 100% scrutinize any part of what's called a pilot. So a pilot is a payment in lieu of taxes, which means that there's terms that are set up by the developer. So the developer tells us what a good deal it is for us. So that's like going to a car dealer and a car dealer telling you that this deal is great for you. Well, why is he promoting that, right? Why is the developer promoting that? Is it really good for us? So I'm going to say, Councilman Sampson says no pilots. There will be no pilots. You want to build here? We want you here. We want you here. We'll build here. We'll comply with the low-income housing requirement every step of the way. But we all pay taxes for the school. Everybody in this room pays taxes for the school. I don't see many people who have kids in the school system because I don't, and I know everybody on the dais does not either. So as far as that's concerned, no pilots. And second of all, you had asked about MLB. So Roy had answered your question about taxes, and at this early stage of the game, they're fitting out, and every phase of the fit out, they have to do different procedures or different constructions, and et cetera, and they have to get permits, and they pay increased permit fees. Chief, permit fees are up for them?
Permit fees, so we increased the cost that the parties have to pay the borough, and that is, Roy, can you speak on that through Tony's department?
Yeah. So they're in the millions of dollars, the assessments that are going on with the Major League Fit Up. Each month, they're taking out different permits. So at the next meeting, I can get you a detail from Tony, what the permits are just in the building department and an estimate on the tax as they fit up. It's going to be a lot of money for the borough.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Anyone else care to speak on this subject and this subject alone? If not, I'll close the public portion.
Okay, at this time, we have Resolution R-166-26, introduced ordinance number 26-14 on second reading. Whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled Calendar Year 2026 Ordinance to Exceed the Municipal Budget Appropriation Limits and to Establish a Cap Bank in JSA 48:4-45.14. Whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore it be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled Calendar Year 2026 Ordinance to Exceed the Municipal Budget Appropriation Limits and to establish a cap bank in JSA 48:4-45.14 passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public? I'm sorry?
No, we're on the cap bank one. Sorry. So I have a motion from Council President Pellegrini, a second from Councilwoman Sheridan.
Would anyone from the public care to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrini, second by Councilman Sampson. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
No.
Oswald,
No.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Choisy,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrini.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-167-26, adoption of the 2026 municipal budget. Be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, hereby adopt the 2026 municipal budget set forth herein and shall constitute an appropriation for the purposes stated of the sums therein set forth as appropriations and authorizations in the amount of $27,573,712 for municipal purposes.
May I have a motion to adopt the 2026 municipal budget?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I just have a statement that I want to make in regards to the budget. And it's not meant to start a debate. It's basically reiterating why tonight I cannot, in good conscience, vote in favor of the budget. Let me be clear, my concern is not simply the 18% tax increase that's being adopted tonight. My concern is the process, or more accurately, the lack of one. What baffles me is how a governing body can be expected to adopt a budget of this magnitude without ever convening a single full council budget workshop or budget discussion meeting. The municipal budget is one of the most important responsibilities entrusted to elected officials. It determines how taxpayer dollars are spent, establishes priorities for our community, and directly impacts every household and business in Elmwood Park. Yet throughout this budget process, there were no collaborative budget meetings involving the full governing body. Council members were afforded individual meetings with the CFO, but that's not the same as a public and collaborative discussion among elected representatives. In my opinion, this represents a completely hands-off approach to governing. The governing body was largely absent from the budget development process and is now being asked to simply accept the final product. This is not the level of oversight residents expect from their elected officials, nor is it the level of oversight taxpayers deserve. It also lacks the transparency. Transparency is not achieved by presenting a complete budget and asking for approval. Transparency requires discussion, debate, questions, alternatives, and the opportunity for residents to see how decisions are being made. When those conversations never occur in a public setting among the full governing body, the process becomes less transparent and less accountable. When council members meet individually with administration, there's no opportunity for ideas to be challenged, alternatives to be proposed, or cost-saving measures to be explored as a group. One council member may ask a question that another never considered. One member may identify a potential savings opportunity that benefits everyone. That exchange of ideas is the very purpose of a governing body. Without that collaborative process, we are effectively being asked to rubber stamp a finished product rather than participate in creating it. I believe taxpayers deserve more. They deserve a council that sits together, reviews the budget line by line, openly discusses priorities, evaluates alternatives, and examines every possible opportunity to minimize the burden on residents before asking them to pay more. An 18% increase is significant. For many families, every dollar right now matters. Before imposing a burden of this size, we owe the residents a transparent and collaborative budget process that demonstrates every effort was made to control costs and explore other options. Unfortunately, I do not believe that it occurred here. My vote tonight is not a reflection on the hard work of our CFO, department heads, emergency services, or borough employees, all of whom work tirelessly on behalf of all the residents. Rather, it's a statement that the governing body should have been more involved in this process from the beginning. As elected officials, we have a responsibility not merely to approve the budgets, but to help shape them. For those reasons, and because I believe this process reflects a hands-off approach that lacked transparency and collaboration that our residents deserve, I cannot support this budget and will be voting no. Thank you.
Councilman, let me ask you something. How long have you felt like this about the whole process?
Well, it's been the last 3 years that we haven't met as a governing body to discuss the budget line by line.
But I
Listen,
mean, no, my question
just
is
real
this
quick,
year.
just real quick.
How long has it been that you felt this way about?
I have brought this up multiple times, and we were never afforded the opportunity to go over a budget in a work session at all. Also, this was not meant to be a debate. We have beat this to death. It's too late now. You're going to adopt the budget. So I just wanted to make it clear to the residents why I can't support this 18% increase, not only because of the increase, but because of the process that we were afforded.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if this process you're saying that we've been handling it wrong, if you would have said something about it 8 months ago, we might have looked at what you were saying and saying, well, is he right? Maybe we can do this or do that to correct it. But, you know, when you come out 30 days before the budget has to be passed, and you bring all this negativity out about the budget, it's hard to believe.
Mayor, it has been year after year. Now it's Councilman Oswald, before it was Councilman Golombek. Every year we're bringing up the same thing and the process doesn't change. I'm glad that I got to sit with the CFO this year, but that's not the process, because if I have an idea, then I have to come back to the council, which takes another month to get to everybody together.
Mayor, can I please
Like,
ask
this wasn't meant to be a debate. It was a statement.
It's not a debate.
And you made your statement with the public, and I just made mine.
We're in discussion, so everybody can have a turn.
Okay, you made a
Right.
statement, this is not a debate. You met, I believe, with Mr. Rigatano, you were the first one to meet with him. You could have at that time asked him, asked our mayor and council, requested through the BA, which he gave us the opportunity on April 9th, 2.5 weeks before April 23rd. Yes, I'm repeating it again, because you're saying you weren't afforded the opportunity. All you had to do is ask. There were 2 weeks we could have sat down as a whole committee, if that's what you wanted to do. You did not. You expressed it last year. You expressed it the year before. We're talking about this year. We're in this year, in this moment.
I understand. Councilwoman Pellegrini.
You had
One at
the
a time.
I'm going to say this and I'm done, because you know what? You didn't want a solution.
Yeah.
You want to complain that it wasn't done properly, but you
Well, we-
didn't want to ask to have a meeting. You vote no on the budget all the time, but you have no solutions. What are we supposed to do?
We couldn't come up with a solution.
Are we supposed to fire people? Are we
Yeah.
supposed to not have garbage pickup? Are we not supposed to pay our health benefits that is in the contract that we have to do by law. What is your solution to not paying this? I want to know. You won't know, and that's your prerogative.
We got the invitation to, hey, if you want a meeting about our $27 million budget, you have 2 weeks to do so because we're adopting it in 2 weeks. So meet with the CFO, get what you got to get, and then maybe if everybody's available, sometime in those 14 days that you have before we propose this budget, maybe we could get together. But we can't discuss any solutions about a $27 million budget in a month. It's impossible. And that's all I have to say. I'm not even going to beat this to death anymore. Just pass your 18%.
Any other discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate the opportunity. I've been patiently listening to my colleagues go back and forth and reiterating themselves. I think it's actually much more appropriate to go back and check the tapes. As a matter of fact, Mr. Mayor, it might have been exactly 8 months ago that former Councilman Danny Golobeck mentioned, and it is on a YouTube video. There is a transcript available where he asked the exact same thing. He said, why was the budget that was being passed last year done in shady ways by just the Finance Committee made up of the majority partisan group that happens to be here? Now, when I took on this office, prior to doing so, I campaigned, I knocked on doors, I asked people what they wanted. They said they wanted their council and their representatives to do more hands-on work, to stop pushing things off to other things, and to stop doing things in a partisan fashion. And I had hoped when I got up to this dais that because I was something of a new person, I didn't have as much of a political history with a lot of people, I am a first-time person sitting on this dais, that things would have been different, that I may have been invited into some things. We sitting up here are supposed to be equals. I don't believe that any member of the majority had to ask the BA or the CFO to sit down. I believe they called the meetings to the exclusion of the minority. At that April 9th letter that the council president has read 3 times tonight, she mentioned that the CFO was giving everybody an opportunity to meet with them, and the BA was giving an opportunity to meet with them. If we wanted a meeting altogether, we could have it. At the April meeting, I challenged every member that voted to pass the budget to call an actual special meeting. They were willing to call a special meeting to pass the budget 3 months late. You could call another special meeting in 2 weeks. I guarantee you Francesco and I would have shown up to that. Also, we should not have to individually request something that is traditional and customary for every elected official in a municipality, even in Congress. They have the right to look at things before it is proposed. Now, not necessarily with as much time. I get it. You can scream about how we had 2 weeks to look at things, how myself, I mean, if I wanted to teach myself a new language or teach myself something and you expect me to just go to one person, ask them how to do it, and I know it? No. This is a collaborative effort. We've had citizens come up here and say that they wanted to see us do this for years. They wanted to see this. The process changed 3 years ago when the majority changed, and now everybody wants to act like, oh, we've got to follow these precedents. We've got to talk about these things. It is politics. You're right. It is politics because the only 4 people that are on the Finance Committee that came up with this budget, that had the opportunity to meet with the CFO and the BA anytime they wanted as a group, as a public body, are the 4 in the majority of the partisan politics that have taken over this budget. 3 on the committee is more than there are of us, because it wasn't Francesco or myself that was invited in. I get put on 1 committee and 2 other committees that don't have any work to do, that never meet, that have no real authority, and now I'm expected to pass.
Councilman,
No,
I think
I don't like being
you're going
talked over.
offline here.
I'm not. I have every right to speak, and if I sat and I listened to you guys argue and talk over each other, it is not appropriate, it is not respectful, it is not fair. I have every right to speak when I have been shut out of all these budget meetings, and yes, I am so happy I got a chance to sit with the CFO and ask, what do all these little things, what do all these numbers mean, and then get told maybe I'm asking too many questions, or why is we have $2.28 million in lost revenue that we're just not going to talk about, and yes, while it's $1.593 million increase in insurance, we're raising 18% tax levy. That is $4 million. We're going from 23.62 to 27 million. That is something that everybody in this room deserved to know before a week ago when we had to ask to have the budget put online for the residents to look at, because not everybody's going to sit here and go through all this paper, or like the last meeting when I was handed this budget halfway through the meeting and expected to have already known what was in that paper. That is inappropriate, and I completely agree with Francesco. This is a smoke and mirrors budget. We had no input on this, and I'm glad that the Republicans have decided they will own this and they will adopt this baby to their own, because if I had an opportunity, I am a proactive person. I have sat with my representatives, my state representatives, my federal representatives. I went out on my own time. I am a father of of two. I am a husband. My wife is graduating college as we speak, and I decided not to be there so I could be here today to make sure on this camera, on this record, that people know we did not have a say in this. You are being raised an 18% budget increase, not by the will of the entire dais here, but by the will of the majority that had maybe 2 meetings in a finance committee, not a public meeting, not a workshop meeting, not one where we could all sit down and talk about it. We don't get to put things on the agenda. We can ask. But they don't, I've put forward resolutions to lower water bills for anybody that's using less than their 5,000 gallons. Ignored. Resolutions that I wanted to talk about where we could convince people to use rain barrels and to compost their things, to use less waste so we stop putting so much tonnage on our DPW. There are things that we can do as a borough that would relieve the tax burden, but for some years now, it seems like we're finally catching up. Development is finally happening, but that is not going to solve every problem. We couldn't fill up every business on Market Street and the Boulevard, and it still would not change this tax burden. And there's a cap bank, $500 extra thousand going towards next year's budget. They don't need it, but they just want the cushion. So it's going to be a no for me. I'm not looking for debate. I'm glad that I got to speak. I don't need anybody. This is all rhetorical. I'm not looking for responses.
All right, thank
know what's
you,
gonna happen.
Councilman. Thank you. Anyone else on the discussion?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment. Councilman Oswald, you waved a package in the air and you claimed that you received it halfway through the last meeting. Why is that when that packet was offered 3 weeks prior? You could have gone to the CFO and gotten it. You did not. You did not make an appointment to meet with him. You sat here at the introduction of the budget, and you didn't even have that package. You grandstanded. You claimed you knew nothing about the line items. Had you have met with the CFO within those 3 weeks, you would have had that package, and you
CFO was
would
on
have
vacation
had,
for 2
excuse
weeks.
me, I'm speaking. Okay, you would have had that package and you would have had the opportunity to review it line by line. But instead, you wanted this opportunity to sit up here on the dais and grandstand for politics. That's all, Mayor.
You are. I got my position for 3 years.
Thank you. Anybody else care to discussion?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that your use of the word shady is offensive to me, and I feel it's offensive to this entire governing body. There's nothing shady about this process. As a matter of fact, the budget was posted online last week at the request of a council member.
That was me.
So, okay, and
I think that should be online every
I
year.
didn't say it shouldn't. My point is, the use of the word shady is offensive, number one. Number two, there was a timeline, and I believe that there were 12 municipalities in Bergen County that did not have to issue rice notices or layoff notices because of the cap bank issue. Mr. Rigatano, can you expand on that?
Yes. So the cap bank was indeed an issue even here. So before we even met with the Finance Committee, the BA and I, we went through every person's employment. And at one time, there were the opportunity that we may have had to do a potential layoff. But when we met with the Finance Committee, they had some other ideas, and we did not have to do the layoff. The reason you're seeing the budget now at the end of May, and many municipalities haven't even introduced yet, or just about introducing in late May, is because of the cap bank. And to put that $500,000 into the cap bank for next year, let me let the taxpayers know it's not costing you a dime this year, and maybe not even next year. That is nothing more than, it's not a cushion. It's a actual document that is approved by the state in which we're not spending up to that appropriation level. And since we're not, we get the credit next year in case there is another bad percentage increase in health benefits or anything else that is unforeseen.
Thank you. Anyone else on discussion? If not, I will close it and look for a vote on the budget.
Yes, so first by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Sampson. Our roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
No.
Oswald,
No.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries It is hereby certified that the within budget is a true copy of the budget finally adopted by resolution of the governing body on the 21st day of May 2026. It is further certified that each item of revenue and appropriation is set forth in the same amount and by the same title as appeared in the 2026 approved budget, and all amendments thereto, if any, which have been previously approved by the Director of Local Government Services.
Mr. Foligno, would you be so kind to break this down? No, hold on, Mike, hold on.
At this time, we will be moving on to our ordinances on first reading. We have Resolution R-168-26, introduced ordinance number 26-15 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Fix the Salary, Wage, and Compensation of the Officers, Employees, and Servants of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey for the year 2026," be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, June 18th, 2026, at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Foligno, would you be so kind to break it down?
Mayor, this is the annual cost of living adjustment for our department heads and employees that are not covered by a collective bargaining agreement that the council customarily approves.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the ordinance? Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Oswald,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have ordinances on second reading. Resolution R-169-26, introduced ordinance number 26-12 on second reading, whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Amending Section 7-21, Multi-Way Stop Intersections to Add Intersections on East 55th Street," was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, April 16th, 2026, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Amending Section 7-21, Multi-Way Stop Intersections to Add Intersections on East 55th Street," pass on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here who will comment on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If no one wishes, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Oswald,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-170-26, introduced ordinance number 26-13 on second reading. Whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, New Jersey, amending the Borough Code and all general ordinances of the borough, more specifically Section 4-7.3, licensing to permit Class 6 cannabis delivery services," was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, April 16th, 2026, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, New Jersey, amending the Borough Code and all general ordinances of the borough, more specifically Section 4-7.3, licensing to permit Class 6 cannabis delivery services," passed on final reading.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Mayor, discussion? Motion, I'll make a motion. Discussion?
You want to, go ahead.
I just wanted to think of
It's out of line, but go ahead.
No, because I didn't see you made the motion.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I'm glad that the council and the cannabis committee the Cannabis Board has brought this to the council's attention. Right now, our businesses are at a disadvantage with delivery. Right now, delivery isn't allowed in Elmwood Park. After this vote, hopefully it will be allowed. And right now, Saddlebrook, Garfield, all these surrounding towns, their businesses are allowed to generate more revenue through delivery outside of town, and that'll increase the revenue to Elmwood Park greatly. So I'm glad the council brought this, and it's in the second reading.
Okay. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
We have a motion by Councilman Fasolo and a second by Councilman Oswald. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Oswald,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan, Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to our consent agenda, we have the following resolutions. Resolution R-171-26, approval of payroll. R-172-26, approval of bills list. R-173-26, resolution authorizing tax exemption for surviving disabled veteran spouse, 104 Slidell Avenue, aka Block 705, Lot 13.01. R-174-26, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-175-26, resolution to refund. R-176-26, resolution to redeem third-party tax lien. R-177-26, resolution to refund overpayment. R-178-26, authorized payment estimate number 1, 2024 CDBG road program, Doremus Place improvements. R-179-26, authorized payment estimate number 2, 2024 CDBG road program, Doremus Place improvements. R-180-26, authorized payment estimate number 3, and final, change order number 2, 2024 Borough Road program. R-181-26, Chief Financial Officer / Qualified Purchasing Agent contract. R-182-26, a resolution requesting permission for the dedication by writer for Affordable Housing Trust, NJSA 40A:12A-3 Trust Fund. R-183-26, establishing and implementing the 2026 Elmwood Park Borough Internship Program for high school students. R-184-26, appoint crossing guards for the 2025-2026 school year, Police Department. R-185-26, resignation of firefighter. R-186-26, resolution to appoint firefighters. R-187-26, authorize online auction of surplus property. And R-188-26, resolution to approve consent agenda.
May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes, I need to recuse on R-185-26 and R-186-26. Yes to the rest.
okay, Oswald,
Yes to all.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
I'm recusing on R-185-26 and R-186-26. Yes to the rest.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have departmental reports. We have the Board of Health meeting minutes from March 9th, 2026, and the Recreation Advisory Board meeting minutes from December 8th, 2025, sorry.
May I have a motion to accept? Any discussion? All in favor?
Okay. Mayor, this concludes my portion of the meeting. I will turn it over to you for council reports.
Council reports. Let's start with Councilman Oswald.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have just a couple of things I wanted to bring up. I wanted to say, first of all, they're not here anymore, but a congratulations again to my niece, Angelina Cuccinello, who is graduating Elmwood Park High School. She was one of the champion cheerleaders. My wife, who is graduating from William Patterson with her master's. She's a former Elmwood Park teacher for special education, and really proud of her. She's born and raised in Elmwood Park. She played sports here, and I'm very thankful that my own daughter, who's now going into 3K, will get to experience the Elmwood Park school system, along with my son, who's also going to kindergarten. I've had a fantastic birthday month so far. We did a couple of really, really beautiful things for the community. I'm sure that the liaison to the Chamber of Commerce will expound more on it, but we did a job fair recently that we all agree was one of the most important community activities that was taking place by the Chamber and among our many members and sponsors. So many of the businesses in Elmwood Park really go above and beyond what is asked of them. I'm sure that every member of the STAIS and any member of this in the room who is on a volunteer organization has probably approached some of the same people like Francesca's, Four Seasons, Blue 42, Al Dente, all of them, and they all give more than you ever expect. They all want to help. It's one of those things that we should all be really proud of as our business community, and it is growing. As the mayor said, we're doing ribbon cuttings all the time. People want to be a part of this community, specifically businesses like Asumare, who have over the past month probably sent down probably 40 trays of food to the first responders, police, EMS, just to say thank you to them. And that's just only one of those people. We have, thankfully, we do, I believe, have a member of our police force who could be honored for Asian American Pacific Islander Appreciation Month. There's a gentleman named Hans who I personally got to meet the other day, and he expressed that he was among the first Filipino Americans employed by the police department. So we have a diverse police department, and I believe that it goes to the credit of all the good things that they do to help out our community. I'm really proud to be able to walk second year in a row in the Memorial Day Parade. It is a solemn parade. It is not necessarily a celebration, but a reflection of our dedication and the honor to soldiers who passed away in service of our country. I'm also really proud that I've been able to meet with our representatives in the federal government and Congresswoman Nellie Poe's office. It's up on her website, and we've shared it. Has put in for the fiscal year 2027 budget with the Congress to try to award Elmwood Park $1.9 million to replace our water treatment system, which is a huge boon for us and a help to our taxpayers. And I would also ask for anybody to please call our state representatives, Al Abdelaziz and Kenyatta Stewart, and advocate for them as they sit upon the Budget and Appropriations Committee. We need to call them and tell them the things that we need. Specifically, I'm asking for some help with our fundraising for our EMS ambulance, and they put a request in for us, and we're really proud of that. So I do hope that we will be able to move forward with that one. And besides that, I know that sometimes everybody might look at these videos and see us up here being contentious and butting heads, but at the end of the day, even before I sat up here, I was friends with everybody. We will always probably be friends afterwards, and the mayor likes to say we check our politics at the door. So for anybody that may find anything uncouth, you know, from my part, it's never meant to be disrespectful to the public. Everything that I say and do is meant to be the benefit of people. So just want you to know that we do get along very well up here 99% of the time. So I did want to say thank you, Mr. Mayor, for chairing the meeting appropriately and for giving everybody an opportunity to speak, to say what they wanted to say, and for the public for showing up and being a part of this democracy as we're going into the 250th anniversary of this great nation. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Oswald, did I hear you say 1.9 million? Ooh, is that sweet? Hopefully that it's a follow-through on that. Okay, Mr. Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to, there's a lot of similarities between our reports tonight. I want to thank the Congresswoman for, she had hundreds of projects that she could have picked from, but out of those projects, she's picked Elmwood Park, and it's something that's a deep need for our community and the water quality for our residents. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce, Joe and John, for putting together such a great job fair the other day. It was really, it was nice to see a lot of people there, but it's also a little bit concerning, right? It's concerning to see so many people coming with their resumes and looking for work, and you know, on such a small scale, like at a job fair in Elmwood Park, it's considered a pretty small scale, and we had, well, how would you say, over 100 people there looking for jobs, and the Department of Labor was there, and the county people of labor were there, and the lines were just down the parking lot, and it's really concerning to see so many people there. But it was a great event, and hopefully next time it'll be bigger with vendor-wise, and we can make that grow and become a more successful event in the future.
Mr. Fasolo, did anybody get a job like?
I saw the Department of Labor literally saying you could go here and give them your resume and they'll give you the job right away. Some people were getting forklift license, all these different things to boost their qualifications to get jobs. So it was really a good event. It really connected people with a lot of work. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy to see many new businesses, barbershops, food places, crepe places. There's so many different things going on in Elmo Park, and I feel like we're cutting ribbons every week. It's hard to keep up with them, to tell you the truth, all these ribbon cuttings. I want to thank the governing body tonight for formally reestablishing the youth internship program for 2026. We've had a few students already apply and express interest. They do have until, if you are a student out there listening, you do have until June 18th to do so. Hopefully we have a good turnout of students. And I just want to wish everybody out there a good weekend, a happy Memorial Day, and we'll see you at the parade, and enjoy your time with your family, and remember those troops who gave their all for our country and for our freedoms, and for our ability here tonight to speak the way we're speaking and still leave here and not be arrested. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sampson.
Thank you, Mayor. So just to reiterate, the backbone of this community, the people that we celebrated today, and we thanked and we congratulated, is truly awesome. It's an awesome thing. It's an awesome spirit in this borough. I just want to talk about acknowledgement of our heroes. So I believe 2 weeks ago was Police Week, Chief? So 2 weeks ago was Police Week. This week we're currently finishing up EMS Week. And we observed the EMS week yesterday, and Council President and myself brought lunch to the crew. It was just meant for the committee, and this is special to me because I lead the committee, and I began this at 16 years old at Garfield Ambulance, and to go from a 16th-year-old youth squad member to now basically the commissioner of EMS here is really, it's something, it amazes me, actually, to tell you the truth. It's a great program. Well, they need equipment, we're getting them the equipment. I appreciate any kind of, especially grant money, because we were told there's no grants out there initially. But if we could, if that's available, that's fine, because the ambulances are sorely, and they're costing us a lot of money to stay on the road. I'm not going to keep beating that horse, but we're doing the right thing, we're going in the right direction. And like I said, I'm proud of what I do. And of course, I would be remiss in missing DPW week, because I saw something that it's also DPW week, and I didn't even know we had one of those. But I guess nationally they acknowledge it. So that's Elmo Park's strongest, and they do a good job. As far as Memorial Day is concerned, we owe, like in the words of my counterpart, we owe it all to them. Just sitting up here, we owe it all to them. The barbecues and the sales and all of that, that's all great, but that was all fought for. So I prefer to say observe Memorial Day, respect Memorial Day. Have a great weekend. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have good weather, but we can't control that. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. May 17th was the Elks Award, the luncheon for all our wonderful students. I got to attend that. Thank you to everyone that coordinated that. Thank you to Councilwoman Choisy. Also, we had on May 18th, a Monday night, we had the swearing-in of the new officers over at the VFW, the new commander. I just want to say congratulations. Today over at the VFW was the day of service. I personally didn't get a chance to go over there, but a lot of the veterans, from what I heard, was there. Also, the 250th anniversary of the flags all around the town. Thank you to the chief for coordinating that. I mean, the town really looks good, especially with Memorial Day coming. Good job on that. As far as the parade goes, anybody that wants to leave their car over at the VFW, the float will be there at 10 o'clock. The float will be leaving there 20 after 10, and we will get escorted up to the high school. I want to say thank you to my DPW. I've been a DPW liaison for 3 years, and I couldn't have asked for a better DPW. Thank you to them. And the only thing else I have is everybody have a great holiday, and if you see a veteran, just say thank you.
Kiss
That's
him.
all I have.
If you see a veteran, kiss him.
That's him. Just not knock him over.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Troisi?
Thank you, Mayor. The rec complex will be closed from Friday, May 23rd through May 25th in observance of Memorial Day. The Spray Park is scheduled to open on June 22nd. Daily and season passes are available for purchase online beginning June 1st. Summer camp registration closes on June 5th or once it reaches capacity. For the Board of Ed, the high school awards ceremony is on June the 4th. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend. It's council meeting day. Middle school graduation is June the 15th, and high school graduation is June the 17th. And then for my police update, Burgers with the Blue is tomorrow from 12 to 3 at Steve's Burgers. Hope you can join us. I just want to say happy EMS week to our first responders and thank them for their service to our community. And that's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you. Council President Pellegrini?
Yes, just a couple things. My Board of Health update, they had their free rabies clinic for dogs and cats last week. 49 dogs and 11 cats were vaccinated. The president of the Board of Health is here, so I'm not going to speak about the upcoming events. He will do so in the public portion, I believe. Their next regular meeting will be held on June 8th at 7 p.m. The New Alma Park Chamber of Commerce update, they had their Mother's Day 5K and 10K run on May 10th. It was very successful. The proceeds of the event went to help with Parkinson's disease. Thank you to all who participated to make a difference. Last Saturday, they held their first annual job fair, as they spoke about already, but I'll say a few things. Over 80 people came to this event. Many connections were made, and hopefully many will get employment. The Residents Assistance Program was there to lend a hand and provide services to those who needed it, and I was really not happy someone needed help, but someone reached out to me the next day, and I met them at the pantry, so a really good thing came out of that, helping another family. Also, after the job fair, the chamber did a ribbon cutting for a new business, Casa Hibachi, located on Route 46 in Elma Park. We wish them much success. The food there was phenomenal. I think everybody that was there could agree to that. I brought some food home too. Very nice family, great people. Give it a try if you can. The next grand opening celebration will be on Saturday, May 30th, 1 p.m. till 2:30. It's 287 Market Street. Both businesses are right next to each other. It's Blend Bliss. It's a juice bar. And I'm going to hopefully get this name right, Abu Shanab. Thank you, Joe. Yes, it's a barber shop. And they're right next to each other at that address. So hope you can go out and support the businesses. And many more events and ribbon cuttings will be taking place in the next few months. We'll keep you posted, but you can always go to their website for more information at elmwoodparkchamber.org. And their next regular meeting will be held on June 16th at 6 p.m. in the all-purpose room right here at Borough Hall. Council Corner with myself and Councilwoman Sheridan will be held Tuesday, May 26th at 7 p.m. right here in Borough Hall in the all-purpose room. Our guest speakers will be Mayor Coletti, Chief of Police and Business Administrator Michael Feligno, and Chief Financial Officer Roy Rigatano. So come be a part of our conversation. Lastly, I hope everyone comes out to our Memorial Day Parade on Monday to honor and remember our fallen heroes. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I just have one small addendum. There's the Blended and Bliss ribbon cutting. That is not a chamber-sponsored one. They are doing it. We're supporting it. The chamber-sponsored one is at V2 Motor Labs.
Yes, that wasn't listed on my list, so I didn't say it.
Oh, well, at 2 o'clock, V2 Motor Labs, 257 Molnar. We're doing the ribbon cutting for Victor, who's also partners with Asumare, Global EMS, and Forever Moments QR. So that's 2 o'clock.
Okay, I got this straight. I'd just like to remind people, and I know the people that are in the audience here tonight, or I'd be preaching to the choir when it comes to Memorial Day. But it is a monumental moment for this country. 250 years of sacrifice by thousands and thousands of lives that allow us to sit up here and have these discussions with all the freedom in the world, and nobody could stop. And it's a vital importance that we keep this day going for eternity and keep our children free. So let's not forget the parade. And with that, I need a motion to open the floor to the public.
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on any subject whatsoever? We know who you are, but we still need your name and your address.
Doris Wetchler, 124 Phillip Avenue. Two questions. Mayor, we have the Vietnam Memorial statue. Are you going to stop Memorial Day and put a wreath there?
And stop there and what?
And put a wreath?
Do we
Because
have-
I think they
we
deserve
should
it
have
just as
some
much
plan.
as the other
Can
ones.
can I answer that, please?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
There is a wreath there.
I saw
that
it,
the
Terry.
PBA put there, okay? I could arrange a wreath. I mean, if you want to do that, I don't have a problem with it.
We usually
stop and do a
we,
prayer.
we stop and say a few words,
Oh, okay.
pay our respects, and move on.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
is
didn't
very
know that. I'm
difficult to
sorry.
coordinate because
Everybody's coming down. I understand, but I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
know that
that's
you
okay,
stopped
no.
there to do it, because
Yeah. No,
I'm
you-
behind them.
Yeah,
And I didn't
yeah.
see it, but thank you. That's one thing. How am I going to say this? Mike, I saw you a month ago, and I came to your office, and I told you about 5 police officers that I wanted you to give them my blessing. They came on my street. They took care of a person that I don't know what was wrong with her, but these 5 police officers, they were so good, and so kind, and so understanding, and so patient with this person. The ambulance came, they took her away, but she tried to get out of the ambulance while they were going to pull away. The police officer took care of them got her right away and protected everything. So please, they're my angels. Please, I want everybody to know. We have special people in this place, and there are angels in town, and every one of them should be honored. Thank you.
anyone else care to speak? Yes, John. You brought some help with you, huh?
I did. I got backup now.
Yeah.
The other one was all be by myself. I'm John DiMarzio, President of the Board of Health, the Elmo Park Board of Health, and this is Jeanette Randazzo, the Treasurer of the Board of Health. We are having an event, and that's our former member right there, Doris, on June 6th, which is a Saturday, at the Recreation Center. At 10 until 2 o'clock, we're having our first event dedicated to cancer prevention and wellness, and definitely awareness. We'll be having most of the major hospitals in the area, plus the county. We have in Sierra ShopRite from Fairlawn, I think, their dietitian, because it's not just about treatments, it's about prevention. It's really incredible because 39% of the men and 38% of the women at some point in their lives will be diagnosed with cancer. We've all been impacted either directly or indirectly by people we've known. And I just think it's a great way that, we can just do the outreach and bring awareness about this dreadful disease. But, there is hope, and that's what we're trying to do for the community and for the people to let them know that there is hope, and prevention and detection early can save lives. We encourage everybody. I wish there were more people here. I wish we could have done this prior. But we want to make this a really good, big success. And we want to make sure that as many people can come out as they can.
We've been putting out flyers. I've been speaking to the seniors at the Recreation Center and at the during their lunch season. We're promoting it. I promoted at my AARP meetings. I spoke about it at the AARP meetings. So I'm hoping, like John said, that we get a good turnout. It is the first time, so we're hoping it turns out well.
And also, I just want to say that I know that it's going towards, because our connection mostly is with seniors, but this is definitely a pediatric, there's no age discrimination when it comes to cancer. So this is for everyone. We tried to get testing on site, but that was really, it didn't work out, unfortunately. We were trying to get breast care and prostate cancer for men, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But maybe, next time we will be able to. But this is a great event to make sure that we just get the awareness out there to people. No. This is the event in June 6th. It's at the rec center from 10 to 2.
You're going to get an email out, John?
Yeah. And the event that Joe's talking about was our Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors event. That's not until October 10th. And we'll be back again to make that announcement of that. We have a pretty good team to make the announcement, and it's getting to be a really pretty big event, and we have new vendors this year, so I'm really excited about that. And Jeanette and I, we go to all different events, and it's not just about, it's about the Board of Health, which I'm really proud of, and I think that we've done a lot as a Board of Health in this town, and I just want to make sure that people know we're on the map, and, with a lot of, our dignitaries and our officials, and it's just to promote Elmwood Park too, because, I want people to know that we are a cohesive, great community that cares about the community, because our goal and our mission is to get outreach to the people, to make them or let them have the best, healthiest lives that we can provide for them.
Very nice. John, I just want to compliment you over the years, you and your staff. You have great...
My colleagues.
Yes. You've done an incredible job right across the board with the people that you have on that committee. And it's made Elmwood Park better. So.
And if I could just kind of like piggyback on Joe and the new Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce at the job fair, that was really a poignant, significant time, and I'm going to talk to Joe to see if we can do even more, because I know that it's a service that's totally needed. We had people from Connecticut, believe it or not. We had people from Basking Ridge, Union, North Bergen, from all over that were coming there. And I think that if we have, the next time we could just make more of an announcement, because we need to get people employed. That is so important.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
It is all good. Thank you.
Anyone else care to speak?
You know I have to come back.
Yeah, Mike.
I would like to ask the council or implore the council to consider updating a borough ordinance, all right? 3-9A, which is parking of commercial vehicles on the street. It lists 9 feet high, 22 feet long. However, if you drive around town, there are a lot of people that own Dodge or Mercedes Sprinters or the Ford Transit like we have in the police department. They're 8 feet high. They have no windows on them. 99.9% of them are being used for commercial purposes with passenger plates. They have no writing on them, so they don't have to be registered commercial. However, you can't see coming up the street along them. On my block alone, I have one next door to me, one up the street. I even have a guy who bought a retired ambulance up the street, which is wider than all of them. When it snowed, you couldn't go up Phillip Avenue because the DPW didn't get any closer than 4 feet to the curb. He was parked there, so he was out into the middle of the street. Can we think about it? Renewing the ordinance, reviewing it, bring the height regulations down. Bring it down to under 8 feet. A Suburban is only 6.5 feet high. That's a family vehicle. These vans are not family vehicles. They are an actual obstruction. I almost hit a kid the other day coming up the street because he stepped out in front of one of them. You couldn't see him. Those things are just as dangerous as these electric bikes and the electric scooters on the street. Those, I'm glad the state took a stand and made regulations on the bikes. They should have included the scooters too, because a lot of these scooters get up to 30 miles an hour.
To your point, Mike, and when those vans are parked near the corner, it's dangerous.
You go up on the corner of Phillip and Elm, there's usually a car parked in the crosswalk. No ticket on the windshield. but it's parked there. I know if I got a ticket once, I wouldn't do it again. Those things need to be looked at seriously. Think we should be proactive instead of reactive before somebody gets into an accident or killed. To do so, most of them, at least the ones on my block, all are in two-family homes. Two-family home is supposed to allow for 2 spaces per unit, off-street parking. They're not in the driveways. Maybe enforce it where the owner of that house has to let them put it in the driveway. That'll get it off the street if we can't change the ordinance for the height.
Get them off the street.
Something to really consider before, God forbid, somebody steps out and gets seriously hurt or killed, especially a little kid.
Mr. Attorney, do we have that power, or is this,
According to state, it just has to be brought up by the council, amended, and voted on. An ordinance can be changed, real easy.
I know an ordinance can be changed. I don't know if there's any restrictions in terms of commercial vehicle definitions, et cetera.
Yeah, well, they don't have commercial plates on them, but they're all being used for commercial purposes, all right? That's not the family go-to-church
yeah, we can't
vehicle.
prove that though, Mike. We got to stick to what we have.
Well, then that just reduce the height. Anything over 7.5 feet has to be off the street.
Yes, that's something like that. Mike?
Because the Suburban is 6 foot high, 6.5 feet at tops, which a Suburban is a family vehicle.
Mike, you have any opinion on this?
I would prefer to speak with the attorney on this in executive and brief the council on some specific things with this.
Oh, yeah, I'm not looking for a definite answer right now. I'm just looking for the council to sit down and consider it and work it out, maybe find a solution to make the streets safer, okay? Also, does anybody know if the Riverview East property either has a permit or is zoned to park school buses there? They do? Okay. Last but not least, I noticed some streets have been renamed for people. Lee Street, the one section is renamed for Lou Mangano right in front of his house. Is there a certain criteria that needs to be met to have that done?
Why, would you like us to name your street?
No, I'd like the council to consider my father-in-law on Beach Street. When he was a councilman, he was responsible for instituting the junior council. He brought in the Band Parents Association in town. Nobody on his council is old enough to remember, except maybe you, Bob. But our big landmark, the tank.
Thanks, Mike.
Our big landmark, the tank on the boulevard, he was responsible for that tank being there. It was on loan, the government wanted to take it away, and he fought, and we have that landmark.
You know what I
thanks to him.
suggest? What you're doing right now,
Yes,
put it in writing, address it to the mayor and council
okay,
with all the different items,
yeah.
and we could take it from there.
Yeah, because I figure, I mean, what other people have done, yes, but he's also done a lot for this town when he was alive.
Yeah.
He lived here from, I think, 52 or 53 until about 8 years ago when he passed, so
Yeah.
he was a longtime resident also.
Yeah.
And Beach Street's not a big street. Everybody,
I
thank
thought
you.
you wanted us to name the street after you.
No, you don't have that much power. Anyhow, everybody enjoy your holiday weekend. Thanks for listening to
You
me.
too, Mike. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, ma'am, we'll need your name and address.
Latrell Anderson, 3 West Street, here in Elmwood Park. I just have a little concern or a complaint. I'm here to complain about West Street and Summer Street. You have cars flying, not obeying the stop sign during the day and at night. I have 2 granddaughters that I walk across the street every day, and I'm just scared that I'm gonna get hit. So like, can something get done? I don't know.
There is a stop sign there now, dear?
Yes, it's a three-way
Stop sign?
Yes.
And it's still not slowing them down?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, I work from home mostly, and I'll hear a car zoom, I know they running a stop sign. Or if I'm looking out the window, or if I'm leaving home to go somewhere, flying by, they do not obey the stop sign. So I'm just here to acts or, can something get done?
Mr. Foligno, would you like to chime in on this?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll have our police patrols do extra checks over there, set up some details, some radar posts, and some stop sign enforcement for you.
And it's mostly done at nighttime too.
Can you just give your name and phone number to the lieutenant, and
Sure.
so we could talk back and forth with you? Thank you.
Anyone else? If not, I'll close the public portion, and may I have a motion to enter into executive?
Second.
All in favor? Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss personnel, minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving that confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.